Oh boy, Mortal Kombat fans are not happy about this one, and honestly, I think this time their anger is completely justified, but thankfully there's some good news to talk about too. For example, we have our first look at the new Winter Fatality, a brand new Titan boss battle, which means more free skins for us, and a bunch of new free skins in the shrine as well, so hopefully overall, today's news kinda balances itself out. And for even more good news, cover C of my comic is officially done, so order your copy today, because this rare cover is only going to be sold on this Indiegogo campaign. Or in other words, once the campaign is over, you will never be able to get access to this cover. It's never going to be sold again. In case you're brand new to this channel, my comic book, Top Tier, is inspired by the fighting games that I know and love. There's over 40 pages of action and concept art, and every purchase gives you 6 free trading cards. And if we make enough sales, you'll actually get even more stuff for free. So click my link down below and order your comic today. You're not going to regret it. It's awesome. But alright, back to the video. Another day means more Mortal Kombat 1 news. I'm covering it all the time on this channel, so if you want to stay up to date, then make sure to subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss any future videos. And then after watching, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like down below. It does help my channel out a ton. And without any further ado, let's begin. Starting off with the player outrage, because you all know how YouTube works, right? The negative coverage gets way more views than positive coverage. And as mentioned earlier, this time players have a very justified reason to be angry, because recently the Nitara skin dropped. Woohoo, look at it, I love this costume. Even if it is a bit censored, and even if one of the palettes actually lies about the color scheme for some reason, why are these two things not matching NetherRealm? What happened here? Even with all those issues, I still like this skin, and if you wanted to look closer to the original, guess what? Modders already have you covered. Keep doing God's work, modders, I love you guys. But I digress, this skin looks awesome, so why would players be upset about this awesome new DLC skin? Well, maybe because it's $10. That might be why. This one costume is $10. That's crazy, man. That's the price of an entire DLC campaign. Oh man, I don't think the best debater in the world could justify this price. Now that being said, I did buy it, but keep in mind I got Mortal Kombat 1 for free. I got a review copy from NetherRealm themselves, which is kind of what happens when you get millions of views every month covering a single game series. And because I never paid for the game, I felt justified spending $10 on it. In fact, I'd probably be okay with spending $70 on the game, since that's what everyone else spent. That's my own little mental gymnastics to justify buying this very, very overpriced skin. And in case you're wondering how it looks during gameplay, I'm gonna throw that up on screen as well, because I actually love playing Nitara. She's one of my favorite characters in the entire series, and she's also fun to play in this game. But even a big Nitara mega fan like myself has to admit that this cost is way too high. But as you all know, I like making these videos interactive, so tell me your thoughts in the comment section down below. What do you think the correct price should be for a DLC skin in Mortal Kombat? Or rather, pretty much any fighting game, because as skins go, typically they're all pretty much the same. You get an outfit and a bunch of colors. I think for me personally, $3 would be reasonable, but that's like the max I'm willing to pay. A little bit lower would be preferred. But then again, at the same time, I used to be a 3D animator, and because video games keep getting more and more detailed with higher resolution textures and more complicated character models, it does make sense that it would cost more money to make these DLC skins, but even so, $10 still feels really steep to me. In fact, real quick, I want to Google how much Kombat Pack 1 was, because I've already forgotten. $20. According to Google, that's how much every character and cameo fighter cost for Kombat Pack 1. 2 Nitara skins, 2 DLC costumes, or 12 playable characters. Make your choice. But okay, enough of that. Let's transition to a funny glitch that happened in Mortal Kombat 1 recently. The Titan Shao Kahn boss was a bit glitchy. Just entering the mesa alone gave you his skin for free. You didn't even have to fight him, which is already funny, but on top of that, you couldn't even fight him because the Baraka Titan boss fight was still there instead. It said General Shao, right? But it was Baraka, and as a result, the game didn't have like the credentials to give you the costume, and that could be why it just gave you the costume for free. Unless I'm wrong and it still works that way, but it sure seemed like a glitch to me. I just went in the mesa and then just got a free skin, like right then and there, which is great because who doesn't love a free skin? And even the Titan boss fight itself is not difficult. You can easily go on YouTube and find some really easy methods to cheese this boss and make it super unfair for the AI. So after watching this video, just search on YouTube and then bully that AI, bully General Shao. He's earned it after decades of bullying us as the final boss in several Mortal Kombat games. Time for justice, give him all that unfairness back. And now finally, it's time for topic number 3, the Winter Fatality. Not the Holiday Fatality and not the Christmas Fatality, which normally I would do a little mini rant about, but I think on this one rare occasion, I don't want it to be labeled Christmas, because I don't want one of my favorite holidays to be tied to a fatality. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with it being called the Winter Fatality, good name choice, no particular holiday, but we do have a screenshot that alludes to what this fatality is likely going to be, because not only is Sub-Zero wielding a candy cane like it's a weapon, but if you look behind him in the background, you can see Santa's sleigh. Or in other words, we can quite easily predict what this fatality is likely going to be without having to be Nostradamus, right? If I was a gambling man, I would wager that Sub-Zero is going to beat you down with the candy cane and then step out of the way just in time for the reindeer to just trample your corpse completely. And of course that's not going to be it, because this is Mortal Kombat 1 we're talking about. There's going to be some grandiose third part of this fatality that's going to be really gruesome and over the top. But even so, I dare them to top how gross the Thanksgiving fatality is. People are more scarred by that fatality than pretty much any other fatality in Mortal Kombat history. And I think that's because a lot of people are just grossed out by food, which I get it. I'm personally not that grossed out by food or vomit, but that's just me. I mean, I don't like it. But anyway, my point is, good luck trying to top that fatality, NetherRealm. I challenge you. I hope the Winter Fatality is equally shocking. I'm excited. However, my favorite part about this fatality is the inclusion of Santa and his reindeer, because that's actually a fantastic reference to the classic Mortal Kombat games. My memory is not the best, but I think it was Mortal Kombat 1 or possibly Mortal Kombat 2 where Santa Claus and his reindeer would actually fly in front of the moon in the background on the pit stage, which was already a fun Easter egg, but on top of that, it was actually crucial to unlock the secret reptile fight, because once Santa and his reindeer flew past the moon, you had to get a flawless victory, or maybe a double flawless. Again, my memory is not the best, but it was some crazy requirements you had to do. And on top of that, it was only possible when Santa Claus flew past the moon. So as a result, I'm really happy that almost 30 years later, we have Santa's sleigh and reindeer returning in a fatality in Mortal Kombat 1. That's such a cool reference. Good job, NetherRealm Studios. But one more time, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I love making these videos interactive, and nobody believes me, but I really do read every single comment, alright? Don't test me. I'll read that comment. I'll read it super hard. Oh my god, this video is so goofy. Let me know your thoughts about the Winter Fatality in Mortal Kombat 1. Do you love it? Do you hate it? Are you excited? What do you think's gonna happen? Take all those thoughts running inside your noggin, grab that keyboard, and make your voices heard. Oh boy, I don't think this video is gonna reach the 10-minute mark, but definitely the 8-minute mark. I guess I wanted to say one more thing real quick. It's a bit of a rant, but I kind of want to talk about it, so I'll shove it in here. A lot of the time when DLC prices come up, people compare it to the overall price of the video game itself, which I honestly don't think is a very fair way to judge the price of something. And that's mainly because video games cost millions upon millions of dollars to make, and yet we can buy the whole thing for 70 bucks. So in that regard, it's actually a really good deal. And that's why I don't think it's fair to compare DLC prices to like the main price of the game, because the main game makes more sales and therefore they can make up for the costs, but the DLC itself is never going to sell as well as the main game, and that could be why the price goes up a little bit. But in the grand scheme, you're still paying like $20 for a product that costs thousands of dollars to make, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars to make. So for me personally, I think it's better to compare prices to what other video game companies are doing, right? If one game company is charging this and a different company is charging way more for a similar product, then that's where I personally draw the line. So for example, what does Street Fighter 6 charge for their season pass, or for their individual characters, or for their DLC skins? Whatever the price may be, you can take that and then compare it to NetherRealm's prices. But that being said, I think that Capcom actually still has the gold medal for the most ridiculously high-priced DLC right now. So I don't know, maybe our wallets are just doomed. You never know what things are gonna cost in the future, but hey, one thing's for certain, my comic is only $15, great deal, 40 pages of action. And very similar to my video game analogy, it actually cost me over $100 to make each page, and that's the low end actually. It usually costs more, but I was being smart about it. And even so, it's over $100 to make each page, so the comic is worth thousands of dollars, but you can buy it for just 15 bucks. What a great deal. Come on, click that link down below, buy that comic, you know you want to. Make sure to come back next time, and as always, stay underdogs.